Good morning, respected members of the jury panel and faculties. I'm Grace George, and the thesis topic I've chosen is Knowledge Hub, or a library for the 21st century, located at the heart of Trivandrum city, the capital city of the state of Kerala. According to UNESCO, the public library, the local gateway to knowledge, provides a basic condition for a lifelong learning, independent decision making, and cultural development of the individual and social groups. Libraries are the real heritage of a city. They have traditionally been centers of learning hubs where knowledge was disseminated. The concept of a library continues to hold a special place of importance in people's hearts and way of life. The reason that libraries continue to exist is their ability to adapt. They adapt to the changing priorities and the changing economic status of their service areas. The onset of advanced technologies have changed some of our reading habits, but our need for shared, community-centered spaces to find information and connect with others remains the same. To survive in the digital age and stay relevant, public libraries need to be innovative. They must take up both the physical and virtual mediums. A survey was conducted among user groups of the traditional libraries of different age groups to understand the importance of a modern library and the facilities expected from it. From the results, it could be concluded that in this digital world where everything is available on our fingertips, a spatial zone for people to connect and socialize in an urbanscape becomes important. In this busy and noisy urban area, a space where one could escape and spend some time to get to know themselves and nurture themselves was crucial. In a world going digital, the demand for libraries to serve multiple purposes, from collaborative workspace to meeting space to media rooms, is higher than ever. As a part of the live case study, two main libraries were studied. The Anna Centenary Library, located near Anna University in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. It covers an area of 3,33,140 square feet. This library focuses on both the traditional forms of information as well as makes the maximum utilization of the new technologies to serve the growing demands of the present generation. The library has about 2,700 visitors daily and stands as a proud example of the importance or relevance of a library in today's world. K. N. Raj Library, located at Ullur, Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, designed by architect Laurie Baker. The library tower is a 12-sided polygon extending to 7 stories. Its most remarkable feature is a load distribution system in the structure. The book racks rest on inverted beams, transferring the load of thousands of books directly onto the frame. The access to the floors is through a spiral staircase that winds around the central shaft, which is designed as a lift well for the transportation of books. Coming to the literature study, the first one is Qatar National Library. Designed by Rem Koolhaas, Qatar National Library's state-of-the-art building is located in the heart of Education City and acts as a community space for Qatar's residents. It is a 45,000 square meter monument to knowledge and a 21st century library which is also preserving Qatar's heritage. Second, the Seattle Central Library by the OMA Architects, which covers an area of 38,300 meters square. Located in Seattle, Washington, United States, it redefines the library as an institution no longer exclusively dedicated to the book, but as an information store where all pertinent forms of media, new and old, are presented equally and legibly. From all these case studies, it is clear that libraries have to modernize while staying true to the heart of what they offer. They must continue to build flexible spaces to accommodate new uses and new technologies. While libraries may need to house fewer physical materials, they need space for their members to generate their own materials and space for the community to come together and share ideas. Regeneration would allow a public library to behave as common community information, knowledge resource, and information center. The conceptual development. As we all know, libraries have evolved to be spaces that not only sheds light on conventional means of knowledge, but also encourages its users to interact, share ideas, and grow together. Based on this idea of evolution of modern libraries, my project tries to promote the concept of human libraries. In this library, people are the living books that engage visitors with stories and conversations. The concept was first introduced and the first human library was started in Copenhagen, Denmark in 2000. At present, Human Library Organization is currently active in over 60 countries. The Human Library is an international organization that aims to help people appreciate others' differences, understand social barriers by listening and relating to their experiences. Anyone can be a resource or a living book, anyone with a unique story to tell. The living books here are people who have experienced prejudice or been victimized due to race, sex, age, disability, sexual preference, gender identity, class, religion or belief, lifestyle choices, or other aspects of who they are. People who visit, borrow these living books, have a conversation with them, and leave with a widened perspective on different social groups in our society. It is a place where difficult questions are expected, appreciated, and answered. There are several benefits of the Human Library as they provide access to otherwise difficult to obtain knowledge embedded in community members. They have the potential to generate new kinds of knowledge and experience sharing while providing new access into local history and cultural heritage. There are several benefits of participation in the Human Libraries too, as it builds a platform for the human books to self-express and reflect, learn and make connections with the society and help others. Coming to the design program, the design tries to build up a public platform for people of all age groups to enable self-learning and aims to break the stereotype of books as the only medium for information and to bring up the new technologies and making it accessible to everyone. Today's libraries are experiencing a period of changes. In order to get through in a constantly changing environment, every library has to evolve itself according to the needs of modern information society. Thus, a library's environment has to be developed systematically following the principles of architecture. Today, we perceive the relevance of the development of an engaging and inviting public library by all means architectural, functional, services provided, etc. It has to correspond not only to the informational and communicational aspects, but also to the cultural, leisure, aesthetical, and other community needs. Libraries have to revise and organize themselves to provide non-traditional, cultural, and social activity in addition to traditional library services. That's why we need to establish today a new multifunctional type of library corresponding to a flexible model where one-third of the library space needs to be assigned for the additional social and cultural activity. Based on this perception, a design brief was formulated where the main challenge was to design or completely rewrite the universal definition of public library and democratize education and learning through refreshing spatial ideas. The design tries to develop a space that acts as an access point for information presented in a variety of media. An interactive zone where people can socialize, exchange thoughts, nurture new ideas, and shape new opinions. A platform for different activities with entertainment added to it. And an opportunity to enable self or collective learning at any age. Coming to the site. The site is located in the northern part of the Thiruvananthapuram city at Kavadia Avenue Road, which is one of the fastest growing prime residential area of the city. The site covers an area of 13,150 square meter or 3.25 acres. The site is an L-shaped land with large frontage available at the Kavadia Avenue Road. The road is proposed to be widened as a 24-meter wide road and the front portion of the site thus goes for road widening and the rest of the site area becomes 2.71 acres. The rear side of the site is Kavadia Palace, which is the famous landmark of the city. The site has rich vegetation and is sloping upwards as one moves away from the road inside the site. However, the average gradient is not quite steep. The site is easily accessible from all parts of the city and well connected to other main commercial locations of the city, that is MG Road, Chalai Bazar and Pattam Junction, and the area is well connected to all important landmarks of the city through Cavadia Avenue Road. Context. Towards north of the site is Income Tax Office and towards east of the site is Cavadia Palace area along with thick rubber plantations. South of the site is also Palace area, along with various post-residential colonies such as Jawahar Nagar. And towards west, we have some residential and commercial developments along the Cavadia Avenue Road. The SWOT analysis, the strengths being easy accessibility, well connected to other main commercial locations, very thick vegetation in the site. And the weakness, the site width is very narrow in the middle. The site has architectural controls, that is the maximum height of the building is restricted to 2 floors from ground level, and the opportunities, the high concentration of user groups in the surrounding context, fastest growing prime residential area of the city, average grade is not too steep, and the threat is due to road widening, the site again becomes narrow. The zoning was done by taking into consideration the different site characteristics. The narrow middle portion of the site was thus included in the design as a connecting space. Further, the different functions were arranged into 2 different blocks. The site had a gradual slope and had an overall height difference of 6 meters. The road being at -2 level, the site was further developed into 2 levels at +0 level and +4 level. The master plan. The site has its main entrance from the Cavadia Perurkara road on its right corner, and we enter the site. We first reach the main block where we have the drop-off. The vehicular movement is restricted to the front portion of the site, and the parking facilities are in the basement, and a few parking spaces are also allotted in the front area. A pedestrian road runs along the length of the building. All the services for students, such as study areas and research centers, are arranged in the second block, which is directly accessible from this road. On the eastern side, we have the reading garden and the interactive zones arranged much away from the noisy traffic. The service center is located in the left end that reaches the service area at the back of the site. This is the basement plan and the parking layout. Coming to the floor plans, in the ground floor we have the reception, book issue, braille section, admin block, audio books, fiction and reading spaces arranged in the main block. The reading garden can be accessed from the main block. Then we have the long corridor space that functions as the main connection between the 2 blocks of the library. The space also turns out to be the main activity zone of the library, as it lays out the normal informal reading areas, discussion spaces and interactive zones for the people. The second block houses the study areas, digital library and children's section with a small outdoor play area. The third block at +4 level has the cafe area and the service areas. The central open to sky courtyard becomes the second major interactive zone of the library, followed by the long flight of wide steps that connects the second and the third blocks. On the first floor, we have the main book sections and reading spaces. It also has an audio-visual room, a conference room, a book maintenance cell, etc. The long bridge again becomes another activity zone of the library. The second block has the rest of the study areas, a research center, children's movie area, and digital library. The third block has the auditorium and the service area. The roof plan, the elevations and views, the sections, the different views of entrance, reception, corridor, reading garden, etc. And for the special topic, I've chose the lighting in public libraries and studied both the artificial lighting and daylighting and the different elements used for both, and studied in detail about the light shells. Libraries continue to be a significant element of the academic and cultural landscape of most countries. They are a resource to be treasured and one that we must fight to protect. Thank you.